Hello, children. Today we will be starting with the last chapter in history of class 7, that is 18th century political formation. Before we start the chapter, let us look at some important terms. Subedar, government of a province or a state. Subedars are the chief minister, you can say, of a state, okay? And they like we have governors, we have chief ministers. Subedar was supposed to be the government the government of a state. Like we have Mr. Dhami, Pushkar Singh Dhami as a chief minister. In the same way, the Subedar was the government. But in those days, it was not uh, elected, it was appointed. The Subedar was appointed. Now, the second term is Diwani, the office of revenue. So, the person who used to collect the revenue or the revenue officer was known as Diwan or Diwani. His office was termed as Diwani. Now, we have Faujdari, military administration. Like we have defense minister. So whatever the work of a defense whatever the work the defense minister does today was the work of a faujdar or a faujdar in those days, and the office was known as faujdari. We did not call him defense minister, we called him faujdari or faujdar. The Iranis and Taranis. The Turkish, these were the terms used for the Turkish nobles or the people who belong to the noble family from Turkey and Iran. Okay, Iranis and Taranis or Turanis. Some call it Turanis also. So Iranis, noble people from Iran, noble people from Iran uh, and their later generation, and the Turanis or Taranis from nobles of Turkish or from Turkey. Coffers. Coffer means treasury, जिसको हम हिंदी में बोलते हैं खजांची और खजाना. So it was something, coffers were known as treasury. Nayaks. It was a Telugu word for the warrior chief. So the person, like we have जिनको हम सेनापति बोलते हैं in Hindi, in Telugu they were known as Nayaks. Jagirdari. So Jagirdar was supposed to be a land owner, like you own a private land or a lot of land. So in those days, it was these big lands were known as Jagir, and the person who used to own that land was known as Jagirdar or Jagirdari. Ijalardars. So these were the revenue farmers, the person who used to give revenue, the farmers who used to give tax to the Jagirdars and Zamindars were known as Ilajdars. Watan Jagirs. These were the states that had enjoyed considerable independence under the Mughals. Jats, Bans. So these were the people who had enjoyed importance during the Mughals, and later they became independent, or they craved out their own independence, were known as Watan Jagir, like the Jats and the Bans, and also the Mughals later on. Missiles. Small political groups of Sikh warriors. So the people who use the Sikh warriors. So missiles are a small political group of Sikh warriors, जिसको हम हिंदी में खालसा बोलते हैं. Okay, so खालसा से छोटे होते थे, and they used to play a political role, and these were Sikh warriors in this group. Then we had Peshwa, who was the principal minister. Like we have the chief secretary at present times. In earlier times, we had Peshwa, जिसका बहुत important role होता था. He used to organize everything. You might have seen Ahilya, तो उसमें जो the person who is the next to the with whom Ahilya always consults. He was the principal minister. Chauth. Chauth was the 25% of the land revenue claimed by the zamindar. So this chauth was a tax that used to be paid by the farmers, and whatever the farmer grew, 1/4 or 25% of the land was given to the zamindar as tax. Then we had another tax called Sardes Mukhi. This was 9 to 10% of the land revenue paid to the head revenue collector in the Deccan. So now this was another. The see, Chauth was paid to the zamindar, but Sardesh Mukhi was paid to the land uh, revenue collector or the chief. Like we have tax department, he was paid. It was paid to the tax department, and this was known as and the subedar or the governorship of the province of the state. So this revenue collector in the Deccan belonged to the governor. Or, used to be a subedar, used to be a officer in the officer means subedar in the government of that province or of that state. Province means state. जैसे we have states ना, उस समय भी we had states. Later Mughals, the Mughal emperor who succeeded after Aurangzeb were known as later Mughals, and these were all very weak. And the last of the Mughal emperor was uh, he was exiled to Rangoon, and where he died of poverty and illness. Then we had Kunbis. These were the Maratha peasant warriors. The farmer warriors, the people who were farmers as well as warriors in the Maratha kingdom were known as Kunbis. Now let us see the chapter in bit detail. By 1765, the British had captured major chunks of Indian territory in eastern India. After Aurangzeb's death, the Mughal Empire started to decline because of weak and inefficient rulers. So, what happened in 1765? The British had captured many important parts of Indian territory in the east, like Calcutta, then we had Vishakhapatnam. So these important towns were captured by the British by 1765. And after Aurangzeb died, the Mughal Empire started to weaken. It had already weakened, but it started to go down because the rulers were inefficient. Inefficient means they did not have any power to rule, or we can say they did not have any leadership quality. States like Hyderabad, Awadh, Bengal, and states under the control of Sikhs and Marathas declared independence. Now, due to the lack of leadership quality in the later Mughals, the states like Hyderabad, Awadh means the Ayodhya area, Ayodhya and the eastern UP basically, Awadh, Bengal, and some states like Punjab and the Maharashtra region, like northern part of Maharashtra and some part of uh, Madhya Pradesh. They said that we do not belong to the, we are no more, we do not hold any allegiance, or we do not consider the Mughals to be our rulers now, and we are rulers for ourselves. So they appointed one ruler. The declining power of the Mughals also gave rise to the national regional powers like the Jats, Sikhs, and Marathas. So after the Mughals started declining very rapidly, the regional power, regional means छोटे छोटे areas में जो power होती है, like the Jats, Sikhs, and Maratha, they became very powerful. They started gaining power. With the decline of the Mughal Empire, new political groups began to emerge in the subcontinent during the first half of the 18th century. So, जब Mughal Empire गिरने लगा, it started falling down. There were many new political powers in the subcontinent. Subcontinent means India, that began to emerge. They emerge means बढ़ने लगे या उगने लगे या उत्पन्न होने लगे, we can say. And this was when the first half of the 18th century. 18th century means around 1700 to 1750. इसमें ये आने लगे थे. Why? Because the Aurangzeb had started fighting a very long war in the Deccan, trying to subdue or overthrow the Marathas, which he could not, and therefore the the Mughal treasury was empty. The Mughal Empire lost its glory and started facing a variety of crises towards the closing year of the 17th century. So now what happened? The Mughal Empire lost जो इनका grandeur था, pomp, show, everything. They started losing it towards the end of 17th century. That is around 1680 to 1700. They started losing their power. Emperor Aurangzeb is held responsible for this. He had depleted the military and financial resources of his empire by fighting a long war in the Deccan. So, Under his successors, the inefficiency of the imperial administration broke down. Nobles appointed as governors became more powerful. So now, after Aurangzeb died and the financial or the treasury was empty, his successors were weak, the Mughal Empire started falling down. And upon the nobles or the ministers or the governors that he had appointed for the state, they became more powerful than the ruler. They began to control the office of the revenue and military administration. This created a political and economic crisis. So now जो राजा था वो गरीब हो गया, और जो उनके मिनिस्टर्स थे या उनके ऑफिसर्स थे वो ज़्यादा रईस हो गए या ज़्यादा रिच हो गए. तो उसमें ये जो ज़्यादा रिच हो गया, जिसके पास ज़्यादा पावर आ गई, वो अपने को राजा समझने लगा instead of the Mughal emperor to be their king. The attack of Nadir Shah, the ruler of Iran, on Delhi in 1739 aggravated the crisis. He plundered the city of Delhi and took away immense amounts of wealth. So now what happened when the Mughal empire had crumbled down, Aurangzeb had died. So what happened after when Nadir Shah, a ruler from Iran, came, seeing that the richness of seeing the जिसको हम कहेंगे ना हिंदी वी कैन से शान और शौकत और पैसा देख के इंडिया का नादिर शाह ने ईरान से अटैक किया in the year 1739. And जब उसका अटैक हुआ तो it created more it aggravated the crisis, means it encouraged the crisis of the Mughal empire falling down more rapidly. वो speed up कर दिया मुगल empire का downfall. Because he had plundered the city of Delhi. उसने लूटपाट मचाई दिल्ली में और उसके खूब सारे पैसे लेके वो ईरान वापस चले गया. Soon after, Ahmad Shah Abdali became active. He invaded North India 5 times between 1748 and 1761. So now what happened? Ahmad Shah Abdali, after Nadir Shah left India, then again Ahmad Shah Abdali came to India. He again invaded in northern part of India 5 times in the span of around 15 years. You can say 15 not even 15 years. 15 years we'll consider. He invaded India 5 times, and it was also one of the main causes of the downfall of the Mughal Empire. The crisis of the empire and the later Mughals. We will do this in the next video.